This is Majesty HD. This is a old game that came out, I want to say around late 90s, something like that. The HD version slightly updates things so they work a little bit more smoothly on a modern computer, including like some modern resolutions and that kind of thing. Now this is a quote-unquote fantasy kingdom sim. It's sort of like one part real-time strategy and one part like town building game almost. There are quite a few different missions that you can choose from of varying difficulty levels. And this is sort of like the core of the game, just going through all of these missions. Like if we come over here.
Mighty leader, forgive this intrusion, but a terrible presence has visited our castle. A demon!
It's got some pretty good voice acting. I like the King's Advisor. But there's also some randomized quests that you can do. So we're going to go ahead and just to sort of show how the game plays, we're going to do a random beginner quest. And this starts us off with a smattering of different things. It's random after all. So we have our castle here. We've got a Warriors Guild and a Temple to Doros. So there are different temples in the game and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to go ahead and recruit some heroes here. This is sort of the core of the game, where you build buildings, then you recruit heroes from a lot of those buildings, and they kind of roam around and do their own thing. But then you can influence them with these various flag. So if I put an exploration flag here, a hero might choose to go ahead and pursue this. You can see view heroes here. I won't get my money back if I remove that. There's 100 gold there, so we'll just make sure one of our heroes gets it. We may as well. Now we've got a large selection of buildings here since we're kind of on a non-story quest. So there's a lot that we can do right off that we maybe wouldn't normally be able to do. But first things first, let's go ahead and build ourselves a marketplace. And then we will build ourselves, I think, a Rogues Guild and a Rangers Guild, like so. And we need to continue to recruit heroes. Now this Temple to Doros gives us access to some various spells. And there is one thing that I don't like about the HD remaster, and that is that the UI is too small in my opinion. Like, normally this game would run at something like 800 by 600, and this game window would be a lot smaller, but you'd actually be able to read the text. So it is what it is. But we have a stone skin spell here that we can cast on one of our guys if we want, for a couple hundred gold, and that'll give him a buff and help him out. Now, there's going to be, like, various spawn points and generators for monsters. Sort of, you can think of it almost kind of like in Gauntlet, where there's a generator and monsters keep spawning from it. So there'll be like wolf dens or evil castles or whatever out here that enemies will spawn from. So we're going to go ahead and continue to get some more heroes here. We can also get some paladins. Maybe I should actually be recruiting those instead of the warriors. I don't know if there's a limit on how many total heroes I can have, or if it's the same regardless, but each building has like a certain amount of heroes that it can recruit, and then you have to build another one, and they get progressively more expensive as time goes on. So we get some more rangers here. What else do we need? Probably a blacksmith. And so now by building these various things here, as we build more of them, we'll get these houses, which our tax collector will go out and check out for us and collect money from. But eventually we'll start getting some other stuff as well that's a little bit less desirable. So let's see here. What else can we build? Let's get a Wizard Guild. Why not? Put that right in the back here. And then we probably want to start getting some guard houses as well. Like one right there. And then we'll just cool it for a little bit, I think, on that. Now there is kind of smoother scrolling if you use the mouse, but it doesn't lock the cursor to the window, as far as I can tell, at least on my multi-monitor setup, so it's a little difficult to use, so I kind of use the choppy arrow key scrolling, typically. Alright, let's continue to build here. You can see our money up here. And we also need to research some stuff. So now that we're researching healing potions, once this finishes, we'll have heroes that can... and you can see right there, we've got a sewer entrance. But anyway, once this finishes researching, our heroes can come here and buy healing potions for themselves. get some arrows at this guardhouse here. Now, enemies are going to start spawning out of here. And there's not going to be anything that we can do about that, really. So we just kind of need to keep an eye on it and hope that our heroes kind of come in and deal with things for us. I think I'm going to upgrade this. Our heroes can come over here to this rogues guild and get their weapons poisoned if they want. They can come here to this blacksmith and buy upgraded weapons and armor. And each class sort of has its own thing that it does. Like if I click on this paladin and I click on this, you can see she's a good melee combatant. She's got defensive combat spells and some other stuff. Whereas, you know, like a warrior. Whoop, get rid of that. Like a warrior. There you go. Skilled melee combat likes to buy weapons and armor. So like this stuff here, for example. And we're going to come over here and upgrade this guardhouse, make it a little bit better. We're also going to research market day, which makes it so we can close the market to people coming in to buy stuff, but it gives us a quick influx of gold. We can also use our Rogues Guild to extort taxes from people, basically. So the Rogues Guild will take a cut, but we'll get all of our taxes instantly. And I think we'll upgrade that. So we've got a full guild there, and we've got... looks like a full guild here. I think this can maybe only have 4 heroes total, so we should probably have gone for the paladins instead, but that's okay. Now, wizards are kind of fragile and very expensive, but they can be pretty powerful. And I believe heroes can eventually come here to enchant their weapons as well, which is kind of cool. You can see we've got a little influx of goblins here, so I'm going to put an attack flag down, and hopefully some heroes will come and check that out. We're destroying some of our buildings. It's not that big a deal, actually. And let's get some more heroes here. And we're sort of slowly making some progress here. I'm going to upgrade my marketplace. And I'm going to upgrade my tower for veteran guards as well. Not sure what this werewolf is up to right now. We've got quite a selection of enemies on this map. So now there are various races. There's, I think, 3 different races you can recruit into your kingdom. Gnomes, elves, and dwarfs. They all have their advantages and disadvantages. I usually like to get the dwarfs because they are extremely useful when building the defensive structures and stuff like that. There's also some limitations on what temples you can have based on the gods that you choose. So we can get a temple to Agrila. We'll put it back here for now. And I think we'll get another guardhouse going as well. I think we'll put it toward the back of the kingdom. Just in case, so we have a little bit of coverage back here. Now, rogues in particular tend to like to go after your bounty flags, but they're also not super powerful, so they tend to die a lot in my experience. So our goal here, I'm actually not even really sure. I think it's just to game info goals, yeah. I think it's just to destroy all of the spawners. So like here's one. It'll continue to spawn probably like vampires or skeletons or something. And then when we destroy it, there's a good chance it's going to, here we go. It's making harpies. So when we destroy this, a powerful or a group of enemies may spawn as well. But yeah, this is kind of the way the game goes. You research things, you build different things for your heroes to grab, and they will pick it up and kind of adventure around and explore the map on their own. And then if you want, you can come down here and help out. If I come over here, I could give this guy a quick heal if I want. It all costs gold, of course, so you want to be selective in how you use these. But eventually you do get, more and more powerful spells as well. Alright, this is finished, so we'll get some healers going in the guild here. I think heroes can get blessed here, maybe. And I think heroes tend to just visit the inn to come and hang out. I don't know that this does much else other than generate income for us.
Foul beast approaches.
And so it's sort of a balancing act of like making sure your heroes can stay alive and then making sure your economy is strong by having heroes that will run around and buy stuff and adventure and, you know, get resources for themselves that then get spent in your kingdom and, you know, and all that kind of good stuff. So it looks like we'll probably use another wizard here. I'm actually going to upgrade this.
Sovereign, a building has been
And
upgraded.
let's get a veteran guard up here. And you can see, so we're pretty much out of money at this point. So we can wait, or we can extort. Now, if somebody kills our tax collector, you can see that rogue actually just stole some money from the temple. If this tax collector gets killed, then that gold is basically gone, which is unfortunate. We will upgrade our blacksmith.
More gold, Your Majesty. I know.
So now that this is level 2, yeah, they can pay to enchant their armor, weapons and armor to +2, which is nice. And beyond that, there's not a lot to do right at the moment. This is only on beginner. It can get way more hectic than what we're seeing here. Actually, can I was wondering if I could zoom in at all. I know we can like watch certain characters with these windows down here and everything, but I was wondering if there's a way to like actually zoom in.
Your Highness,
There we go.
the dwarves are offering to
We'll
move
get
into
a
your domain.
little bounty there. Rangers tend to like to explore for us. And some classes, I guess, have affinities with other classes. Like if we had a temple to Crom, I think it is, we could get barbarians. And they would sort of hang out together a little bit more often, I think.
Majesty, the local
And then these guys will like
blacksmith
heal
offers
themselves
new services.
with herbs and stuff. At any rate, a little bit of screen tearing here on my screen. I don't know if that's coming through in the recording or not.
Gold, Your Majesty.
I don't know if I have VSync on, but yeah, that's fine. So we can build a library for our wizards to be able to get new spells.
Your Majesty.
Speaking of, we'll get another wizard, I think.
I serve with pleasure.
Now, the dwarves did want to join our kingdom. There's some other advanced buildings here as well, like the embassy and the mausoleum and stuff, and outposts and all that. I'm not going to worry too much about those for this. Trading posts, wizards' towers, etc. Let's see, the dwarves, yeah. Let's get a dwarfen settlement. We're going to stick it here, I think, because a lot of enemies are coming from this direction. This is going to have like its very own ballista that will shoot at enemies and also allow us to build ballista towers, which have a bigger range than guardhouses and also don't suffer from the increased cost whenever you build a new one, at least I don't think. So that's kind of nice. We could use another healer apparently. And another wizard. How we looking here? Yeah, it's alright. We'll let it go. You can change the game speed as well. Let's just see how people are doing over here. We've got Deneth the Poisoner. You can also see what people have. He's got a crossbow and soft leather armor. He's got some various stats here.
Has paid off.
And you can see on the bottom kind of what they all do.
Is nearly empty. Your Majesty,
I don't think it matters
the
too
new
much.
building is complete.
As far as just watching what our characters are doing. Looks like we've got that's where the goblins are coming from. So it would be convenient to build a ballista tower down here after these goblins get dealt with, probably. So we could probably do it now. I think a peasant might get there in time. Oh, it sounds like one of our our wizards died. That's okay. We'll get another one. And let's get Fire Blast as well. And we can get a dwarf. Dwarves are interesting. They're slow like the warriors, and they tend to wear or they tend to be decent in melee, but they'll also run around and help build stuff really quickly.
Our research in the library is complete.
Yeah, there we go.
Your Majesty,
It looks like our guys came down
building
and
is complete.
dealt with all those enemies there. You can see
Serve with pleasure.
the gravestones here. Let's see, we still need to upgrade that a little bit. There's our ballista tower, or not our ballista tower, but our dwarven settlement in action. When you get another dwarf. I think we can only have 3 dwarfs in one dwarven settlement. I'm actually surprised at how few of our heroes have died so far. Considering how many of them we have and all that. Let's get one more wizard, I think. We can kind of see what everybody's doing and double click on people to go right to him. See what spells he has. Energy Blast. Not sure what it does exactly. I think it's just his basic attack spell. But then he can go to the library and get the Fire Blast if he wants, and maybe more effective against certain types of enemies, I'm not sure. Or it might just be a straight upgrade. So we got quite a little stack of creature dens down that way. Creatures will wander in off the edges of the map as well a lot of the time, rather than just being spawned at one of these castles or dens or whatever. All right, we'll upgrade that. We'll be able to get teleportation amulets for our guys. Tempted to do some extortion there. Now, there's nobody here, so I'm going to do a market day, and that'll give us a little bit more money.
Sovereign, a building
All right.
has been upgraded.
A little bit more gold, and we can start upgrading, or start researching the amulets.
Your Majesty, the royal treasury is
I haven't seen too much come out of this. Sometimes you'll get like trolls or sewer rats and stuff like that coming out of here. And we've got surprisingly few. Yeah, there's one right there as well. Actually, might want to, if we can squeeze a ballista tower in here anywhere, that would be nice, but it looks like it's probably not going to happen, so we'll have to rely on the guard that patrols this area to kind of handle that for us, I think. Alright. So things are looking pretty darn good. Still a little bit low on money.
Energies of light.
Let's see, where are ya?
Sovereign, your
There
marketplace
he is.
now serves you better.
He's
Majesty,
doing a
the
little
local
adventuring.
blacksmith offers new services.
As is this guy. And this guy even. Yeah, rogues will run in and they'll like rob the dens of their gold and stuff like that. Which I assume makes it so other heroes don't get as much money when they actually destroy it. But I'm not sure if that's true or not. So our marketplace is actually maxed out. Get ourselves another dwarf. That's maxed out. We could... Don't want to demolish it.
In the name of the sovereign.
I think, oh yeah, there we go. There's a rat right there. Actually, I'm not sure... here we go. You can get rid of that like that. So you can't upgrade a building when it's damaged. Once this gets fixed, though, we can research the rest of this stuff and then upgrade. So these spells probably won't make too much of a difference. Let's see, what do we have? We can do a lightning bolt somewhere.
Your Highness,
Like if we want to help out this guy down here.
Energies of light.
Oh no, we're a little bit too far away, actually. I take it back. Yeah, the range of your wizard spells depends on where your wizard's guild is, and then where the closest wizard towers are, I believe. So if enemies get closer, then we can start dropping lightning bolts and stuff on them. Should we so desire? I guess we can upgrade that.
I serve with
And
pleasure.
we could upgrade that as well. For now, we'll just research that. And we're going to start sending heroes to kind of clean up the riffraff down here, I think. And there we go, they've begun.
Your Highness, Our
What else?
research in
Anything
the
else that we
library
would
is
like
complete.
to...
Sovereign, a building has been
We can
upgraded.
upgrade that, I guess. Why not? We have the resurrection spell now, so if we could actually find... Or no, next level we'll get the resurrection spell. If we can actually find a
Foul beast
hero
approaches.
when they die, we could resurrect them immediately, I believe.
Sovereign, a building has been upgraded.
It's been a little while since I played, but I bought this game when it came out. And then later it came out with the I think like the Northern Realms expansion or something like that, and I bought that too. I still have the boxes somewhere, I think. But yeah, I don't know, this game was awesome. I'm pretty sure I picked up the first game at like a Best Buy for I don't know how much I paid for it. But yeah, I don't know, it was awesome. It's a really unique kind of mix of town management and strategy. And I don't think I've really seen anything quite like it. There is a Majesty 2 as well. I mean, I had fun with it, but I think most people will tell you that this is the better game overall.
Energies of light.
Which is perhaps fair. Alright, so these guys are taking care of that.
Foul beast
Then they all get a
approaches.
split of the cash because they all helped out.
Let Aquila help.
What else would we like to do? We can upgrade this now, actually. Get some better magic. Still got a couple upgrades left on our temples, but we probably won't really need to get around to that. Instead, I'm going to put a bounty over here for 1,000 gold. We can see we got a couple takers already. So he'll slowly make his way over there eventually.
Sovereign, a building
Got
has
two
been upgraded.
uncertain wizards here. Yeah, all the names and everything are randomly generated, I believe. Alright, we should be able to get some more spells now. Meteor Storm, that sounds pretty good.
Tax collector.
I serve with
Yeah, alright, well, who else do we have? We've got 2 rogues, a dwarf, and a warrior coming out here. Yeah, it's making werewolves. That's not so good. They, seem pretty strong.
Your Highness, our research in the library is complete.
Very nice. Got that spell. We can't research anything because we've got critters attacking our library for some reason. Guess they're not a fan of books and learning. Yeah, we got a couple of harpies wandering around. They'll probably make their way to our town in the not too distant future here, especially this one.
You won't get my gold. I'm out of here.
Your Highness.
Yeah, heroes will often run away if they
research in the
think they're
library
outmatched,
is complete.
especially rogues, which I think should surprise nobody. Here we go. So those guys are going to deal with that.
In the name
Can we
of the
upgrade
sovereign.
anything
Energies of
else? No, I know we can upgrade this. So there you go. We'll get the resurrection spell available for us.
Foul beast approaches.
Now we could build, there's like a potion bazaar that we could build. That's part of the expansion, I think. It all kind of meshes together more or less seamlessly anyway. Especially in this version. But, yeah, then our heroes could get various things that make them, like, run super
Sovereign,
fast and all
a
kinds of
building
other crap
has
like
been
that.
Upgraded.
Hard work is its own reward.
So they're slowly smashing the gate down here. Let's see, vigilance. I think that probably just makes them have a bigger area of effect on their vision. But I could be wrong.
Hard work is its own reward.
Yeah, I don't know what it does. Doesn't say. It's in the manual, I'm
My
sure.
prowess is unmatched.
Here we go. One of the rogues finally made it over. And we've got another dwarf on the job. I guess one of the rogues, other rogues gave up. That's fine. We're going to come down here. We're going to put another bounty on this one. So I believe that is going to be our last den. Oh, we got a Minotaur down here. Pretty nasty. Definitely not something you want to see in the early game.
Hard work is its own reward.
A foul beast approaches.
My ambition.
If I had my good hammer, you'd be sorry.
There we go. So sometimes people will pick stuff up, I think, as well from these little excursions. But it doesn't seem like they necessarily got anything this time. Here we go. We can help her out a little bit.
Energies of light.
She's pretty strong. You can see her XP every time she hits or attacks the enemy. I guess she gets XP by the looks of it. Or maybe it's every time she kills something. I'm not sure. But she's got some pretty excellent equipment. Shield of Light and Harm Undead. Ah, so she can cast her own Shield of Light. Or I cast Stone Skin on the monster by accident. I don't know if you can do that or not. I guess we can find out. Oh yeah, you totally can. So I probably made her life a little bit more difficult. My mistake. You can also upgrade our castle, because, yeah, why not? Because there's more tax collectors and guards, I believe. But anyway, this is pretty much going to do it. We've got our little posse of heroes coming down to deal with this castle, and then I think we'll get the game over.
Energies of light.
As I said, the core of the game is really the story mode, which
The palace
puts you in a
renovations
bunch
are
of different scenarios that can be really quite challenging. And so you'll have, limited things that you can build, or special events that happen over the course of the map. And you kind of just gotta plan ahead and to some extent, and roll with the punches to some extent. And in some cases, maybe reload your save, because things can go very, very wrong very quickly.
We are victorious, Your Majesty.
And there you go. So that's a quick look at Majesty Gold HD. It's pretty good. I like it quite a bit. Like I said, the only real pet peeve I have with this one is just the UI is too small, which annoys me a bit, but it's not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination, and you can continue playing after you finish a map as well, which is kind of a nice feature. So there you go. There's all of our stats. And that'll do it for this. Let me know what you think of the game if you played this before. If you know anything else that's similar, I'd be curious to play that as well. Because like I said, I haven't heard of anything that really quite matches up with this.